It's been 6 months, but I've finally managed to pick up the Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, the most overpriced set in recent years. At £40 and 290 pieces, this set should not be £40 whatsoever. Realistically, £30 to £35 would be inappropriate. £40 is absolutely absurd, and in America, it's $45, which is even crazier. You get 3 minifigures in Ahsoka Tano, Anakin Skywalker, and R7A7. So 3 minifigures at £40 isn't the worst deal. But this is 75401, once again the Ahsoka Jedi Interceptor, marketed for 8+, that is an atrocious price per piece. This set once again uses the striped box art which we've seen in recent years, and I don't think it looks too bad on this set. The box art is pretty bland though. You get a look at the planet, which I'm pretty sure is Ketenemoidia. Correct me if I'm wrong, I do not remember what episode this in the Clone Wars this ship appeared in, but I believe the planet is Ketenemoidia. I'm not sure though, do correct me if I'm wrong. This set does look like a fantastic Interceptor build. It does look like one of the best we've gotten, and it is my first ever Interceptor build, but I do plan on picking up the Anakin Jedi Interceptor, either the 2014 or 2020 variation in the next few months. But yeah, the box art is pretty bland. It's just inky blackness of space. You get some blaster balls and then the planet in the bottom left. But turning the box around, we get to look at some of our play features. There are some spring-loaded shooters, which I'll get onto in a minute, but we do all know how they work. I'm not going to show them in action. Anakin and Ahsoka look like phenomenal minifigures, and the R7A7, I believe, looks like a decent astromech droid, but he's probably not going to have back printing. It's been a while since I watched a review on this one, so I'm not sure if it does have back printing, but it seems like nowadays LEGO only does that for the big ones like Chopper and R2-D2, so I highly doubt that this minifigure is going to have back printing. We'll have to see in a moment. You do also get a look at some of our play features, and we also are on the land of the planet. There is also a new cockpit mold, so I'm interested to see how that's going to look compared to the old ones. So I'm excited to get either the 2020 or 2014 Anakin Jedi Interceptor variations, and then maybe one day I'll get the Obi-Wan to complete the collection. This does look like a great Interceptor. The £40 price tag will never be justified in my opinion. But without further ado, let's get on to the build and the minifigures of the Ahsoka Jedi Interceptor. This set does come with 3 numbered bags, a absurdly large instruction manual and sticker sheet. There is about 10 stickers, I do believe. Actually, no, there's 11 stickers. But these are all exceptional uses of stickers. They look just fine, I believe. We'll have to see if there's a colour gradient match, though, because it's in recent history. We have seen that the stickers of the grey do not match the grey of the brick, so it's probably going to look awful, but we will just have to wait and see. I haven't built this set yet, but I'm very excited to. But in this case, the use of stickers doesn't make sense, in my opinion. And this sticker sheet does not do the amount of stickers justice. There's only 11 stickers, which really isn't that many. Anyway, once again, let's get on to the build of the 75401 Ahsoka Jedi Interceptor. Quickly before I get onto the build, I don't know if this is something new, but this is the first time I've seen it in a playscale set. I've noticed it in UCS sets and larger LEGO sets, but they do have the green tint around the brick, which just make it easier to see which part you're adding onto the set. I've noticed it in large UCS sets such as the Camp Nou, but I've never actually seen it used in a playscale set, so that's kind of exciting to see that that's being integrated. I think that's something that LEGO has always needed, and I like that they are finally adding it into the playscale sets, but I'm not sure how long that will last. So yes, once again, there is 3 minifigures in the set, the first of which is Ahsoka Tano. It's a very nice young Ahsoka Tano minifigure, representing her in the Season 3 of the Clone Wars. She gets dual lightsabers. I like the use of the midi leg piece, so she can actually sit down and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's accurate, as she can also be shorter than most Jedi minifigures. So in that regard, it's a very nice minifigure. No arm printing on this variant of Ahsoka, which is nice. It's not a big deal. The overall print and design it's a very nice minifigure. Next minifigure you get is R7A7. It's a nice astromech droid with decent prints, but there is no back print, which is absolutely criminal. It's 2025, and the only droids that are getting back prints are Chopper and R2-D2. It's kind of shameful. This right now is a 7 out of 10 minifigure, but it would be absolutely levels better with the back print. I just think it adds another level of detailing and just looks absolutely fantastic with the back print. But obviously it doesn't have the back print, so it's a big shame once again. It's a nice minifigure, but it is brought down by that. Final minifigure is Anakin, and I have absolutely no complaints here. His Jedi robe is very accurate. He also does have a lightsaber. He has a dual-sided head, one side being just this regular generic face. The other side is Angora. He uses the same hairpiece as he has done for, I believe, 15 years now. It just works, there's no need to change it. A very nice minifigure to add to the collection, and if you didn't know, this is actually my first Anakin Skywalker minifigure that doesn't have like a pilot symbol or anything like that. I've got unofficial ones, and I've got one wearing the pilot thing. The comlink, that's what he's wearing. But this is my first regular generic Anakin Skywalker minifigure, and I'm very here for it. We're very happy that this came out in 2025, and it's a great minifigure to add to the collection. A decent minifigure lineup, but let's get on to the build of the Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. I'm just going to start off by saying this build is rock solid. It's a very nice little Interceptor build. It's about the same size as the other ones we've seen, like the yellow one and the other red one, while also being a lot bulkier and more up to date with 2025 building standards. There is also a new cockpit piece, and it also has some prints. There is not a lot of stickers in this set, as I said earlier. Honestly, I'm shocked that in 2025 they aren't doing actual stickers for these pieces here. They normally just cheap out on that, so I'm very happy to see that these are prints. So that means they can go fully to the edge and there's no gaps or anything like that. These stickers work just fine as well, though. In some cases, like here, I think the use of stickers here is perfectly fine, and then having the print here is absolutely amazing too. The set has a pair of spring-loaded missiles just through the middle. They are tucked in there very nicely. This means that they don't take away from the overall design of the model, which I'm all here for. I don't mind spring-loaded shooters as a play feature as long as they aren't impacting the design of a model. Taking a look around the back, we can see the back of the spring-loaded shooters. You can just shoot them off, as we all know how to do. The engines have some thrust coming out of them, they look very nice. And I like the curved off back of the cockpit. The overall shaping, by the way, is sublime. I really like this. This is our first Interceptor in 5 years, so the new building techniques and new parts used in this set is absolutely fantastic. And I actually really like the use of the sticker piece here. I think it adds another level of detailing. And by the way, both sides are stickered. As with all Interceptors, this side just has that regular grey side, and this side has the actual detailing. All 4 of these can open up, by the way, to go into attack mode. So yes, this is what it looks like in flight mode. It looks absolutely fantastic, in my opinion. I think it looks better than in landing mode. I'm not too sure about that, actually. The landing mode position does actually look pretty good, but in flight mode, it's just a much more dynamic look, so I might have to get a display stand for this one. Also, I did notice this while building it. This is perfectly in line with this piece here. So it's just very satisfying to see it close up, and then that dark grey just goes away. Yeah, again, that's just a very satisfying thing, and it's just something that goes under the radar, but it doesn't add anything to the model, it's just satisfying. Once again, the angles around here is very nice, and I like the use of the sticker piece here, it looks very good. On this right side, this is where you could fit your R7A7 minifigure. You could turn the head like in the front of the box, and I think he looks very nice tucked in there. And then the other minifigure you can actually fit on the set if you take off her lightsabers is Ahsoka Tano, of course. This can open up, revealing a cockpit with a stickered control panel, and then there is a couple of studs there that Ahsoka can go on. And then, oh, by the way, she does have a dual-moded face, which I didn't mention in the minifigure review, but she has a dual-moded face, one side angry, one side smile. Anyway, she fits in there very nicely, lots of space. In fact, there's space left over, so you could probably fit something else in there, but there's no really need. Final thing to talk about with this bit is the bottom. I just realised that's backwards, one sec. Anyway, as I was saying, you can fit both of the lightsabers here. It's a very nice play feature, and just makes for easier storage. I hate it when I have to put it in a box. I like to keep my sets together like that, and that means that it just makes it a lot easier. I very much like this, and then there's also some nice detailing around the bottom to make it symmetrical, stuff like that. And overall, it's just a very nice shape for the bottom. All of this is why I'm going to give this set a 8.2 out of 10. £40 is absolutely absurd. There is in no universe where I think a £40 price tag for a Jedi Interceptor is fair. I think maybe 30 to 35 would be more appropriate. The price per piece is just not it, and I don't even like price per piece. I think it's a bad way to measure sets on the value. And I just don't think this passes the eye test for a £45 set. Luckily for me, I did get it for £32. So if you have to, just get it into the sale. Any sale on the set is a good thing, to be honest. Just don't buy it at £40. It just gets into the LEGO mind thinking, oh yeah, people are still buying it at £40. Let's go, we can sell more stuff at the higher price. It's just corporate greed, really. Anyway, let me think of this set, and thanks for watching. Bye.